Welcome back to the RBA, the Alliance League. Here we're the Premier League, the Marching Ents, wrapping up Season 13. Successful year again. Really feel like we played well. The defense was stellar this year, and one of the great parts about it was we reduced the number of players, and yet the quality was there and really pushed through for a great year. So we finished here with made it to the playoffs, made it to the semifinals, but the 32 was not enough to get us to the finals. 37 would not have won it, of course, either. But all the same, proud to make it. 0 restarts, as you see there. But I want a big shout out to the Vipers. Congrats on a Premier Championship win. I know there's some really big names that have worked their way through the ranks. Great Nate 8, I believe, is the correct name there. Working his way up, has really dominated on his way, and a few others. I don't mean to leave anybody out, but this Premier League is becoming very, very, very competitive. A 700 is no guarantee to make it into the playoffs in the Premier. Not even close anymore. In fact, we may need to be making 700 to stay out of relegation going forward. So really exciting stuff going on. Let's take a quick look at the roster before we wrap up Season 13 and go into the draft. Gondor, Bombadil, Shield, Beam, Bark took the third, Legolas, and Mary, all veteran star players. But let's take a look here. Gondor is safe. We don't have to worry about his upcoming renewal of his contract, but Tom Bombadil will be. And his strength continues to diminish as he ages. He is 34, so that means I think we get possibly a year with him remaining. I was asking in the Discord, and a number of people were telling me that before somebody will retire, you'll get some sort of a notification toward the end of the season, maybe week 15-ish. So I did not get that here regarding Tom Bombadil, so I'm assuming we're going to get a chance to bring him back. A staple. Got an amazing career there. 156 games and 332 touchdowns. Just an absolute stellar number 2. Oakenshield, no worries there. He is still the face of the franchise. Doing our best to keep his stats up there. Again, as he ages, those are going to come down, but he is just tearing up the league. 220 games played, nearly 1,000. So I expect to get him to the 1,000 touchdowns this season. Hopeful for that. So we're going to try to monitor that pretty close. We're 26 touchdowns away, so I'm going to keep track of those as we get there and try to make a big deal of that catch that he makes that puts him to the 1,000 touchdown mark. So excited for that. Future Hall of Famer. Hopefully a first round ballot guy that just is a shoe-in, but we'll see how that all goes. Quick Beam showing himself to be a great player for us. Was able to get the Defensive Player of the Year this year for a linebacker. I think that's my first. Skinbark doing well as well. And these are my veterans. Pippin. Wait, I was kind of wanting to see. Oh, that's right. We don't have any contract issues there. But we do with Elf, Legolas, and Hobbit Mary. So those two are what we're going to be looking at as we go in. I have a feeling with their age, there's a chance we may see a reduction in their salary request. Down 24 maybe. Who knows? I had a lowering of Oakenshield's contract from 20, where was he, 26, 28, all the way down to 17. So we'll see where it goes. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't want to lose anybody. I think there's an outside chance I missed it and maybe Tom Bombadil is leaving, but I think we've got him for at least another year. But we're going to need to work a wide receiver in, and I'd like to see a defensive lineman come alongside this defense and see where that all goes. So let's see if there's cap room created from all that. I think we got everything there. Better check to make sure I don't have anybody not in the Hall of Fame that I want in the Hall of Fame. Just on the outside chance that one of these players doesn't make its way back. Yeah, all of these players, we currently have all Hall of Fame players. All 8 of these guys are on my Hall of Fame, so I can kind of keep track of them as the years go on here, as the seasons go on. Okay, so with all that extraordinary ado, but no further ado, let's see. Ooh, I almost did it. Are we up on contracts with these guys? They should, I just signed them, they should both be good. Yep, defensive and offensive coordinator, we got 2 more years with, so we are good in that regard. Free agents. Don't have room to buy anybody anyway. Okay, so here we go. Moving on. We will reject every offer, obviously, and let a new season begin. Everything's going down a little bit. Why is the morale down? We haven't lost a game yet. We haven't yet lost a game. All right, let's take a look at the front office, see what kind of free agencies we have. Look at this D lineman. I said I really wanted a good D lineman, and that is a stud. He's 27 though. He is 27 and he wants 21 million. Something to think about as we go here. Wow, this is a really loaded. Oh man, that guy's almost what I want, but I really do want that. Full speed to me is very important. Hold tight. I've got an interruption here. Sorry about that. So there's our class. Really a solid free agency. So I don't expect a whole lot to happen. I like the training facilities to be all the way up, so we're just going to do that on the front end of the rehab to try to keep injuries from being an issue. Let's take a look now at what our draft class is going to be. First, we have some contracts to take care of. That's right. Look at that. Oh my goodness, they took a huge cut. We'll take them both back. Absolutely, we'll take them both back. That's going to free up a decent amount of room. We are an aging veteran crew here, yeah, everybody. So one small thing that I would like to see as an available option, I think I've mentioned this before, it would be great if while you are in the draft, you could see what the free agents are. So that's why I always look at this a little bit ahead of time. So we've got, what is that, 29 million of cap available. And then this is what the free agents cost. But once I jump into my draft, I will no longer be able to see that. So what I'm going to do is, for my own sake, and I may be pausing to get out of it, I'm going to go back to that just so you know how I'm looking at this. Looking at my free agents, I'm going to take a screenshot because that way I can reference back to that if need be. I'll pause the recording while I do that so I can see what I have here and work my cap that way, coupled with what I'm looking to potentially draft. But usually the draft is pretty ho-hum as you go through these drafts with an elite team like the Marching Ents are. But let's see. Here we go. Like I said, I was looking primarily for a wide receiver. Doggone it. For a wide receiver to bring alongside my veterans, or a defensive lineman. Here's my best defensive lineman. And here's my best wide receiver. Okay, I do like that he's got full speed and great stamina. His catching and strength being that low make me worry that he would not be a great long-term receiver. But I need to consider Remmers. I got upset with others for not doing it, so I'm going to kind of look through at least the stats of what I've got here. A quarterback here, again, really average at best. I'm not a running back guy, but this is the best guy that they're giving me in the draft. Pretty decent, but I'd like to see full speed in a running back. So, got great defensive backs, but they are aging. Let that go. Well, shoot. Do we have any additional wide receivers? Sometimes you look way down the list and a wide receiver is just very undeveloped, but has the ability to, get up there in the star ratings. I'm not seeing that. This is very worrisome. I've been looking for a wide receiver for at least 3 to 4 seasons in the draft, and there hasn't been a single one that's met the criteria of what I would really hope for. This guy's a little closer. Drew Scott, honestly, because his catching and strength have the ability to be really worked on. Well, we got 3 of them here. So Drew Scott, Mayo, a 2.5 star potential. No, it's got to be full speed or I'm not interested in him. So this seems like a fairly worthless draft, which unfortunately is the case. My understanding is it's going to be harder to build. Excuse me, the free agencies. There's rumors that the free agencies are going to be weaker than they are right now, the free agents. So you're going to have to start building through the draft. So it's going to be tough if this is the kind of wide receiver that you're left with having to settle for. Almost want to take him just for the sake of having that wide receiver that's waiting in the wings. Which one was better? Not him. So it was this Scott guy that I was considering. No, his stamina is not, as I look there, it's about at the T. Wrong one. And Remmers, his stamina is all the way past the S. So this is the better wide receiver, but again, it doesn't meet the criteria of what I would really like to have. At 10 million, I think this is the direction we're going to go because I don't see a value. Well, I take that back. There's a really good linebacker, but our defense is really good right now. We've got that 21 million that we want to put toward the potentially toward that D lineman. So I think what I'm going to do is I need to start developing a wide receiver. I really do. And I can't afford to get the free agent wide receiver. Oh, I only have 29, don't I? I need 31 if I want to get that wide receiver, Remmers. How much is this other wide receiver that I was talking about? Scott. He's only 6 million. Man, I really wish he had full speed option there, or attributes as an ability to earn toward. Oh man, let me see. None of these other guys were going to make the cut. No, they weren't. Why couldn't they give me a wide receiver in the first round? I'm going to be desperate for one next year. So 21 million for that D lineman, or I can just keep the defense I've got, but they're aged. They really are aged. The linebackers are getting considerably better, but my DBs are aged. What was this guy? No, not even close. Look at that speed for a wide receiver. That's horrendous. So I think I'm going to end up taking Scott, but I'm not going to take him in the first round. He's just going to sit for a season, possibly two, as that backup guy. So he's going to be the guy that comes in case of an injury. But that will give me the room to get the D lineman that I want and let that wide receiver develop slowly in the background, maybe as a long-term number two. So that's the goal. I'm going to take my credits here. Remmers is still available there. But again, I only have 29 million. There's not going to be room for it. So instead of taking a chance, we'll take Scott in the second round. He's got a really bad attitude, but we can fix that fairly quickly. So there we go. We've got an additional wide receiver who's going to sit on the bench. And that's going to be your draft. Could have taken a kicker, shouldn't I have? I had room for it. What the heck was I doing? That was stupid. I guess it really doesn't matter. I haven't even had a scenario where I wanted to take a kick in 5 seasons or so. So there you go. That is your draft. I still have to play my games, and I've only got a few, maybe an hour. I think it's getting close to 8 o'clock here, so hour and a half left. Here's your roster. That's what we're moving on with. Excited about it. Got a chance at another good season here. Scott's going to stay there. As you know, my situation is we simply do not give a name until it's earned. And so he will remain with the name of Drew Scott until further approvals from the front office. So that is it from here. We're going to keep on marching. You keep on marching till then. Peace.